Hello, this is second part of lecture 18. We're talking about sales, personal selling, and right before we stopped in the first part, we talked about motivating salespeople through non-financial ways. Next, let's talk about managing sales territories. This is very important too. It causes a lot of clashes among salespeople if it's not done correctly. So the company should establish territories with measurable sales potential and try to balance sales, earning potential, and workload traveling throughout the territory, right? So routing and scheduling salespeople. So geographic size and share of sales territory are most important when routing and scheduling sales calls. Number and distribution of customers is also important because some of the some of the regions can be very large, like in Uzbekistan. Navoy region is very large, but population and is very small compared to other regions. So you have to take into account that. And some firms have salespeople make their own routes and schedules because they're local, they know the place, and they've they've been to every customer's store. A major goal here is to minimize non-selling times and travel expenses. Okay, controlling and evaluating sales force performance is also important for salespeople. Actually, salespeople they demand that too because they want to be recognized and they want to be paid accordingly. So you need information on salesperson's call reports, customer feedback about the salespeople, and number of invoices per salespeople. And dimensions used to measure performance are determined by the sales objectives. So it could be calls per day or cost per call, average sales per customer and gross profit per customer, actual sales versus sales potential, and number of new customer orders. So all of these could be uh, combined actually. Some of these things could be combined in making criteria for measuring performance of salespeople. Okay, so I have one example about some best practices of salespeople. Right before the quarantine, we had in our consulting practice, we had a client which was in ticket sales, right, and travel sales, travel package sales, right, tour agency, and they needed to improve their marketing and sales, and they had one salesperson who was the best. He showed the best results and number of customers served, and also amount of sales and profit he brought to the company. And they shared an interesting story. Then, when they analyzed him, they listened to the recordings of his conversations with customers trying to buy tickets. So he was just like, in many ways, was just like other salespeople. He was kind and he listened and he answered with confidence and everything. But what made him, stand out from the rest of the salespeople was that, if the customer wasn't going to travel in the nearest future, let's say he was just interested about a travel 6 months later, he wrote it down and he called back closer to the date, right? So that's why he was able to sell more. When other salespeople they waited for customers to call. So next we're going to talk about sales promotion, right? This is distinct from personal selling. Now this is like the second part. It's almost like a separate topic, um, but it's a part of promotion mix, right? We're talking about different elements of promotion mix, and sales promotion is becoming very popular in Uzbekistan too. It's an activity or material that acts as inducement to resellers or salespeople to sell a product or consumers to buy it, right? So it can be directed both in to customers, to consumers, as well as intermediaries, such as resellers, wholesalers, and retailers. So marketers must consider multiple factors when determining the best consumer sales promotion methods. They have to take into account product characteristics and target market characteristics. So sales promotion is more heavily used than ever, not only in our country but worldwide, at the expense of advertising, unfortunately. And this is because there is heightened customer concern about value. They want to get more for less. Retailers have considerable power in the supply chain and are demanding greater promotional efforts. Declines in brand loyalty mean sales promotions are more effective. The stronger emphasis placed on improving short-term results call for greater use of sales promotion methods. Right? So even investors are influencing this shift away from advertising to sales promotion. We're going to talk about consumer sales promotion methods. These are sales promotion techniques that encourage consumers to patronize specific stores or try particular products and brands. The most basic one, and which came to Uzbekistan first, I think, was coupons. Coupons can be on paper, it could be digital coupons. They're written price reductions used to encourage consumers to buy a specific product during a specific period, right? It's the most widely used consumer sales promotion technique. These are some of the advantages of coupon promotion. Effective for brand awareness, reward present users, win back former users, right? And of course, it has some disadvantages such as fraud and misredemption. Many customers will not buy without a coupon. Other types of consumer promotional methods are cents off, promotions that allow buyers to pay less than regular price to encourage purchase, right? Usually with yellow label, and old price is usually shown to emphasize the amount which they're saving. Money refunds are also used. These are promotional techniques that offer consumers a specified amount of money when they mail in proof of purchase, usually for multiple product purchases. And usually when they mail in proof of purchase, they also submit some personal information about themselves, which can be used for future sales promotions and advertising. And rebates are promotional techniques in which consumers receives a specific amount of money for making a single product purchase. Now this is becoming popular in Uzbekistan too. Frequent user incentives, right? They try to make people to shop more regularly. For example, even in the rides for children. So in rides for children, fifth ride can be offered as free, right? I've seen this in some parks. Maybe you noticed that too. So this is also one of the ways to reward frequent users. When my daughters were little, we used to take them to rides in the malls, and they gave us a special card where they marked how many rides we had used, and the fifth one was usually free. So you can adjust that to your product and service. Point of purchase materials next. There are signs, windows, displays, uh, counter pieces designed to attract attention and inform customers. They're very effective. That's why tobacco companies, they use them really at the professional level. So next time you go to your nearest supermarket or convenience store where tobacco products are sold, pay attention to different kinds of product displays, and I'm quite sure the best product display, POP, point of POS, point of sale or point of purchase display, are belong to tobacco companies. And then next one is demonstrations. Sales promotion methods. Manufacturer uses temporarily to encourage trial use and purchase of a product or to show how a product works. So I told you earlier that at VU Motor America I used to give test drives, and Tesla now does the same. They give a lot of test drives so people experience real electric, modern electric car. On the on YouTube, you can find a lot of videos of Tesla test drives. And usually in these test drives, the best part is going from 0 to 60 miles per hour, right? At that, Tesla cars can compete with some of the best muscle cars in the world, even sports cars. Companies can give free samples, premiums to reward consumers, organize consumer contests based on certain skill or knowledge. Consumer games are based on chance, and consumer sweepstakes, they just like lottery. Your name, you just submit your business card or you just enter your information and you may be selected. Next, we're going to talk about trade sales promotion methods, and this is more like B2B, right? Business to business sales promotion. So through trade sales promotion methods, companies attempt to persuade wholesalers and retailers to carry and aggressively market a producer's product. This is to counter the effect of lower price store brands, pass along a discount to a price sensitive market segment, boost brand exposure among target customers, provide incentives to move excess inventory. So there are different trade allowances used. Buying allowance is temporary price reductions to resellers for purchasing specific quantities of a product. Buyback allowance, on the other hand, is a sum of money given to a reseller for each unit bought after the initial promotion deal is over. So that way, producers encourage retailers to stock up during a promotion, right? If anything is not sold, they buy it back. Now, just having it stocked is not enough, so you want this product to move through scanners. So scan back allowance is a manufacturer's reward to retailers based on the number of pieces scanned at the cashiers, right? So that further motivates retailers to sell your product, not just to stock your product. And merchandise allowance is manufacturer's agreement to pay resellers certain amount of money for providing special promotion efforts, such as setting up and maintaining a display. McDonald's does it all the time with its franchisees. Also, McDonald's does cooperative advertising, where the McDonald's pays a portion of the advertising budget of the franchisees. Dealer listings are advertisements promoting a product and identifying the names of retailers that sell the product. For example, if there is a sales going on, but not all the stores, not all the restaurants may participate in the deal. So usually at the end of advertising, they say that participating dealers or participating retailers only. And usually on the website, you can find the locations and names and addresses of participating dealers and restaurants. Free merchandise is given to encourage retailers to work with you. Dealer loader is a gift given to a retailer that purchases specified quantity of merchandise. This is very common in B2B. Dealers, retailers, and wholesalers are given air conditioners, TV sets, and stuff like that to keep them engaged. And sometimes premium push money is given. It's additional compensation to salespeople offered by the manufacturer as an incentive to push a line of goods. I recently talked to one friend who worked in sausage manufacturing company, and he told how they would encourage their people working in the sausage section to display their brand in the front, because even in our supermarkets you can see there are so many types of sausages, and if your brand gets stocked in the back of the refrigerator or freezer, customers, they do not see. Customers usually see those which are stocked in front, right? So manufacturers, they pay money to these people working in sausage department to have their brands to be displayed in a visible way. Sales contests are organized regularly. This is very common worldwide. And based on the sales contest, retailers, sales personnel, the wholesalers, they're given expensive prizes. It could be a tour for two. It could be even cars. There are some large manufacturers. They even give cars to the best sales companies, the best retailers and wholesalers, to encourage them to work even better in the next year. Well, this is it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice day.